Namaskar and welcome to Express News. I'm Mark Lynn. Let's begin. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the ICA Global Cooperative Conference 2024 in New Delhi on Monday. The Prime Minister also launched the UN International Year of Cooperatives 2025 and unveiled a commemorative postal stamp symbolizing India's commitment to the cooperative movement. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Modi said that India's experiences will provide new tools of the 21st century and spirit to the global cooperative movement. The event was also attended by Bhutan's Prime Minister Dasho Tshering Tobgay, Fiji's Deputy Prime Minister Manoa Kamika, and around 3,000 delegates from over 100 countries. The winter session of Parliament of India began on Monday and will last till December 20. The session will have 19 sittings and see the introduction of at least 16 bills. In the lower house of the Lok Sabha, that's the Lok Sabha in India, the Speaker, Om Birla, read the obituary references and the House paid silent tribute to the departed souls. As day one of the session began, in the upper house or the Rajya Sabha, the chairman read out obituary references on the passing away of former members of the House. The Rajya Sabha chairman and the Vice President of India, Jagdeep Dhankar, rejected all 13 notices received under Rule 267, saying that they do not conform to the directives of the chair. Opposition members created a ruckus in both houses, leading to the adjournment for the day. Both houses will reconvene on Wednesday. Prime Minister Modi spoke to media ahead of the winter session of Parliament, stressing that this session is special as it is the 75th anniversary of the Constitution. The Prime Minister urged opposition members to allow Parliament to function smoothly and hoped that time in Parliament can be utilized to further enhance India's global reputation and prestige. Ahead of Constitution Day, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Om Birla, on Monday said that all democratic institutions in the country have been working according to the Constitution and will continue to do so. Prominent Indian leaders converged for Our Constitution, Our Honour March in Delhi, marking a celebratory tribute, in fact, to the nation's constitution. Union Ministers Dr. Mansukh Mandavia, along with Gajendra Singh Shekhawat and Dharmendra Pradhan, planted saplings on the occasion. The Physical Education Foundation of India on Sunday organized the 7th PEFI National Awards in New Delhi under the aegis of the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. 29 professionals, including teachers and coaches, were awarded at the event. The Indian wrestler Chirag Chikara was awarded the Emerging Sportsperson of the Year award. The Supreme Court of India on Monday dismissed the petition seeking to remove words secular and socialist from the preamble of the Constitution of India. India's Minister of Textiles, Giriraj Singh, inaugurated the GI and Beyond 2024 in New Delhi, showcasing the GI handloom and handicraft products across India. Textile Minister highlighted the importance of GI tagging of unique Indian art and handicraft items in a bid to promote them around the world. A fire erupted at a pharmaceutical factory in Maharashtra's Thane area on Monday. The Indian equity market continued the previous session's rally and ended on a strong note on Monday. At close, the Sensex was up 992.74 points or 1.25% at 80,109.85. The Nifty on the National Stock Exchange was up 314.60 points or 1.32% at 24,221.90. The Indian rupee logged its strongest one-day gain since June, closing at 84.28 against the US dollar on Monday. Gold futures maturing on December 5 stood at 76,760 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity index. Silver futures maturing on December 5 stood at 89,155 rupees per kg on the MCX. Oil prices steadied on Monday following 6% gains last week. Brent crude futures fell 0.34% to $74.91 a barrel. Major pharmaceutical companies in India reported a 10% year-on-year growth in the second quarter of the financial year 2024-25, according to a report by Axis Securities. The report also stated that the growth in the Indian pharma sector is largely driven by strong performance in North America and the domestic market. S&P Global Ratings on Monday retained India's GDP forecast for the current financial year 2024-25 at 6.8%. RBI celebrates the global reach of UPI with 16.6 billion transactions in October. UPI integrates multiple bank accounts into one mobile app for seamless payments. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar addressed the 10th edition of the Rome MED Dialogue, where he spoke about the ongoing conflicts in West Asia and Ukraine and the need for diplomatic initiatives. Jaishankar on Monday held a meeting with his British counterpart David Lammy in Rome. Both discussed the India-UK Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. On the sidelines of the conference, Dr. Jaishankar also met with his counterparts from France, the Lebanese and Croatians in Rome on Monday. Earlier, India's EAM, that is the External Affairs Minister, inaugurated the new chancery of the Embassy of India in Rome on Sunday, and he's on a 3-day visit to Italy from the 24th to the 26th of November. India's External Affairs Minister also interacted with the Indian community and Friends of India in Rome. Lawmakers from Georgia's ruling party opened the first session of the country's parliament on Monday after last month's disputed election, defying protesters outside. In Uruguay's presidential election, centre-left opposition candidate Yamandu Orsi secured victory with 99% of the votes tallied. In Romania, Călin Georgescu has surged into the lead in Romania's presidential election. In the United Arab Emirates, 3 people have been arrested in connection with the murder of an Israeli citizen, Zvi Kogan, who was a resident of the UAE. On his visit to Lebanon, the European Union Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell on Sunday said a US ceasefire proposal was awaiting final approval from Israel. Hezbollah fired heavy rocket barrages at Israel on Sunday, while Israel also struck Beirut's Hezbollah-controlled southern suburbs. Ukraine shot down 50 of the 73 Russian drones as air defenses were in operation in Kiev late on Sunday. US President-elect Donald Trump's pick for National Security Advisor Mike Waltz said Trump is very concerned about an escalation in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The UN Secretary General slammed the renewed threat of anti-personnel landmines by the US on Monday after the United States said it would supply the weapons to Ukraine. President Ferdinand Marcos of the Philippines on Monday vowed to fight back against what he has called reckless and troubling threats against him. Taiwan said that it had detected a Chinese balloon over waters northwest of the island, the first such sighting since April, as Beijing maintains pressure on Taipei to accept its claims of sovereignty. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol and the Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim signed agreements to collaborate on critical minerals and defense. South Korea is hosting the fifth round, of UN talks on plastic pollution from Monday, and they are hammering out the world's first treaty designed to tackle plastic pollution's explosive growth. Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese on Monday played down privacy concerns regarding his government's proposed ban on social media for children under 16 years of age. Pakistan's government brokered a 7-day ceasefire on Sunday, ending violent clashes between rival sectarian groups that left at least 68 people dead and dozens more injured. We'll be back after a short break. Stay with us. Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy, always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India. Welcome back. Nepal's AQI has risen up to 158 because of emissions from industries, vehicles, forest fires, open waste burning and construction dust. Heavy rainfall in Bolivia has caused the Pasajurria River to overflow, flooding the neighborhood of Bajo, Lodita, as well as the outskirts of the country's capital, La Paz. With 26 Bolivians injured and houses damaged by the flood, 300 military personnel have been deployed to help evacuate the residents. In Gaza, heavy rainfall has flooded hundreds of makeshift tents, destroying food as well as belongings and leaving many Gazans in disarray. Britain's roads and railways were hit by closures on Monday after Storm Bert battered the country over the weekend, causing widespread flooding and killing 4 people. Floods swept through parts of Britain on Sunday as residents woke to flooded homes as well as streets. A major incident was declared in South Wales on Sunday as Storm Bert continued to batter Britain and Ireland. Many cities in North China reported snow or rain and temperature drops on Sunday as a major cold wave swept parts of the country's eastern region. Several regions in Turkey, including Ankara, experienced heavy snowfall. In some parts of the country, severe storms and heavy rainfall also caused disruptions. Dengue cases in Bangladesh have increased. At least 11 people have died in the last 24 hours due to the mosquito-borne disease. Peach and Blossom, this year's national Thanksgiving turkeys, are all set for their official pardon at the White House on Monday, the last in the Biden administration. 2024's ceremonial, it marks the 77th annual National Thanksgiving Turkey presentation. It's continuing a cherished holiday tradition dating back to the Truman administration. Paris's iconic Champs-Élysées, the avenue there, sparkled with its annual Christmas lights display on Sunday, kicking off the holiday season in the French capital. The LED lights will glitter on the Champs-Élysées every night until midnight of the 5th of January next year. Curious Madrid residents attended an unusual mass at the Rubber Duck Church on Sunday, where even the bride and groom exchanged rubber duck rings to celebrate their love. The Vaticano, a mix of Vatican and ducks in Spanish, is a special church in the Lavapiés neighborhood where comedian Leo Bassi organizes masses every weekend. Mars landed in East London on Saturday when a giant representation of the red planet went on show in the painted hall of the Old Royal Naval College in Greenwich. The 7-meter artwork spun slowly, displaying high-resolution NASA imagery of the Martian surface. Monkeys in the ancient temple of Thailand's Lopburi were offered fresh fruits and vegetables. It's an annual banquet festival on Sunday. The annual banquet festival is led by the 84-year-old local businessman Kebatan Nosmon, and it's known in its 36th year to be a boost for tourism in the province. Hundreds of panda enthusiasts descended upon Hong Kong's Ocean Park to mark the 100-day milestone since the city's first ever giant panda twin cubs were born. A Labrador named Aldo is helping Ecuadorian children relax at the dentist's office, allowing them to cuddle up and stroke him to distract them from the invasive oral procedures. Ninbin, it's a festival 2024 with the theme A Glorious Golden Era of the Ancient Capital, kicked off on Sunday night, in fact, in Vietnam, with vibrant musical and dance performances. A chocolate bar filled with pistachio cream, coined Dubai Chocolate, is drawing long queues outside chocolatiers in Germany. The Swiss manufacturer Lindt has launched its own version of this Dubai chocolate in Germany this month, and it's now promoting its version online. China launched 2 high-resolution radar satellites from the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in northwest China on Monday. Day 6 of the 55th edition of the IFFI, it opened with a master class, or in fact master classes, on topics like AI in cinema, the age of VFX in cinema, women in cinema, among other topics. The 18th edition of the Film Bazaar at the ongoing 55th International Film Festival of India in Goa concluded in grand style. The Film Bazaar, it witnessed one of the most successful editions of B2B exchanges in the world of cinema. At IFFI, the short film Gullu won the coveted title of Creative Minds of Tomorrow 48 Hours Challenge. K-pop groups 17 and aespa were the biggest winners at the Mama Awards, the leading Korean music ceremony that closed in Japan's Osaka on Saturday. 17, a 13-member boy band, won the top awards for Artist of the Year and Album of the Year for their album 17th Heaven. And the popular girl band aespa also won the Song of the Year with Supernova. Actors Dwayne Johnson and Oily Carvalho, they have attended the UK premiere of their film Moana 2 in London on Sunday. The film Moana 2, it begins its global cinematic rollout on the 27th of this month. Sports news now. The Indian fast bowlers Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj took 3 wickets apiece as the tourists hammered Australia by 295 runs in the first test at Perth. After this win, India have now leading the series, the 5-match series against Australia 1-0. The second test is in Adelaide. It begins on December 6. The Indian captain Rohit Sharma has hit the nets following his arrival in Perth. Rohit Sharma missed the first test in Australia because of paternity leave. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar became the most expensive signing on day 2 of the IPL auction at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, after being signed for 10.75 crore rupees by the RCB. The Indian bowlers are on a roll in the IPL auctions. Deepak Chahar was sold to Mumbai for 9.25 crore rupees, while Delhi Capitals bought Mukesh Kumar for 8 crore rupees. The England wicketkeeper Jordan Cox has been ruled out of the 3-test series against New Zealand after fracturing his thumb. The Indian chess grandmaster D. Gukesh lost the first round to reigning champion Ding Liren in the FIDE World Chess Championship match in Singapore on Monday. Yannick Sinner sealed a second successive Davis Cup title for Italy with a 2-0 victory over the Netherlands in the final in Malaga. World number 1 Sinner produced a commanding display to outclass Talon Grespur in the second singles rubber. Manchester United played out a 1-1 draw against Ipswich in Portugal in Portuguese coach Ruben Amorim's first match in charge. Kylian Mbappe ended his goal drought, and the midfielder Jude Bellingham scored a header as Real Madrid thrashed Leganes 3-0. The World Athletics President Sebastian Coe is in New Delhi. Coe in the race to become the next president of the International Olympic Committee. Pieter Stepdutoit of South Africa has been named the rugby's World Player of the Year for the second time, while the English player Ellie Kildun has taken the women's honour. Peter Burling of New Zealand secured the opening win in the Rolex Sail GP season, triumphing over Britain and the United States in the final. Australia's Olympian Emma McKeon has announced her retirement from competitive swimming. She has won 14 Olympic medals, which include 6 gold medals. Thank you for watching Express News. Namaskar.